Good morning, NPC. I'm Hayden Kohler.
I'm Malia.
Welcome to NPCNN.
So some announcements is that we don't have school tomorrow or next Monday. And then if you want to help design the yearbook, talk to Ms. Strayer. And then juniors and seniors, you can take the ACT and you can talk to Mr. Terpstra for more information. Picture Day is Monday, September 14. And then there's an NHS meeting today. And now a word from our sponsors.
Who am I? If you're not your guy.
Is this the man you want leading worship for chapels this year?
Where am I if we're not together?
It doesn't have to be like this.
Forever. Now
You can help. Can you sing? Sign up with Mr. Roer. Can you play an instrument? Sign up with Mr. Roer. Do you know someone who can sing? Sign them up. We need your help.
So I'm lost in the woods, wondering if you still care.
Wow, that video was horrible with Mr. Roer. Please sign up to help chapel, so that's not the person we have leading it. Well, in other news, the senior retreat is going to be September 15th. We're going to leave at 7:15 and we'll be back by 11 o'clock, so should be some fun times. And last, if you would please send in videos of you wearing your masks incorrectly, Mr. Roer would really appreciate it. It'll go on NPCNN. Now a word from our high school principal, Mr. Molenkamp.
Hello students, Mr. Molenkamp again, continuing where we left off yesterday with the Expectations Chapel for this year. Obviously we moved it to NPCNN, so appreciate your attention yesterday, even as Mr. Cottle went a little bit long. And it went on and on. But today, instead of trying to cover 7 slides, we're only going to hit 3, so hopefully we'll be done a little bit quicker. Few things that we just want to make sure we hit on today. Technology. We gave everybody these awesome devices, these computers. I'm using mine right now to make this recording. We really want you to use those, well, when you're in school, when you're not in school, for all your school work, and even for your personal use. But we also want to make sure you understand the expectations around those. Nothing should be done on those computers that would harm somebody else, that would make you or somebody else unsafe here in our school. We do have expectations for your behavior there, and certainly every year there are people who violate those expectations, unfortunately, and have to face school consequences, even for things that happen outside of school because of what they've done in technology. So we ask you to be very, very wise and discerning about what you post online and to whom you're speaking and what you're saying to them, and make sure you take a second and a third look before you actually push send or push post, put something out there for the world to consume. Cell phones while you're in school, you won't have them. If you bring them to school, that's probably good practice. A lot of you are getting in much faster now that you have your cell phone with your check mark in the morning. But then when you get to class, you can't have your cell phone on you. So there's a place for them to be parked in your room. We expect them to stay parked there for the duration of the class period. You can have them again when you're in the hallway during passing period or at lunch. If you leave the class during the class period, you should leave the phone in the classroom as well. If your parents need to get a hold of you during the day, they can call the office. Headphones are also something we ask you not to wear during the school day. We want you to be fully engaged while you're here. So you've got the technology you need with your computer. There might be a time when a teacher asks you to put on your headphones so you can listen to something or so you can work on something. But other than that, we'd ask you to not have your headphones on here while you're here. Be engaged with your classmates. Be engaged with your teacher. Schoology, if you still have questions about how Schoology works, please ask them. Either come to the office or the counseling office or to the tech department, because Schoology is key to you being able to do what you need to do in school right now. It's where you're going to get your assignments, where you're going to submit your assignments, where you check your grades, where you get announcements about what's going on in school. Those of you who are doing this remotely this year, you're even more reliant on Schoology. But even those of us who are here every day, Schoology is a big deal to us. Also, your school email. The school does issue an email. We expect that to be the way that you communicate with teachers, and not text message or other social media platforms. Use your school email, use Schoology as your primary modes of communication with other students and with the teachers. Taking care of our space and each other. I did mention, and I've said that we've been doing a great job starting the year of cleaning up. I might have said that a day too early because today I spent a lot of time cleaning up. So please, we just ask you to do your best to keep this a really nice space and a great place to go to school. And that means leaving it better than you found it. Treating our facility with respect. Areas that are of particular concern to us are taking care of your lockers, making sure that you don't use tape on it that's not supposed to be used. You don't put anything on the outside of the lockers. You ask Mrs. Glass if there's any time that you'd want to be decorating the lockers so you can see what we can use on those surfaces. The classrooms, obviously, we're doing a lot to clean those this year, even more than we have in the past. And you guys, again, you're doing a very good job to start the year this year, but let's keep up with that and keep those to be clean and neat and great spaces for us to use. The media center and the maker space and the Point Cafe, that whole area, we need to do a good job, again, of leaving that better than we find it, whether you're in there for a study hall or your class is in there for a period. That's a space that if we don't all work together on keeping clean, it's just not going to be as nice or as worthwhile of a space for us. And then our athletic facilities and weight room, which are now pretty much closed, as they open back up, we're just asking that you do a great job of taking care of those spaces, whether you're there for gym class or after school or as part of a team. Lost and Found, if you're ever looking for it, is at the top of the stairs on the mezzanine, the upper part of the game gymnasium. And if you find anything you don't know where it goes, bring it to that space so that others who are looking for it will find it there. We ask you to keep your hands off of other people and their things. Obviously, even more important during this time of COVID to make sure that we're not spreading anything amongst ourselves. We do have a hands-off policy here at North Point. So please don't be showing public displays of affection or touch the things that don't belong to you. Also, be safe and smart. And by that, we mean the way you conduct yourself in the hallways, the way you conduct yourself in the parking lot, in the classroom, during a drill, taking those things seriously so that we're ready in case of any actual emergency. If you do see something that is of concern to you, please do say something. Find an adult that you trust. Come to myself, come to the counselors, somebody who you can share it with. If you're concerned about something going on in our school, we do take those things very seriously. And if you're not aware of the Matthew 18 principle, you can read it for yourself. Jesus lays out the way that we should address issues we're concerned about. We'd like you to start by going to a person you might have a concern with directly. If that's not fruitful, to bring somebody else with you in order to address the situation. We believe that the best way to correct what's going on is to do it with the least number of people involved as possible. That's the way we can respect one another and show each other love and care and concern. Last slide for today is about parking. In the parking lot, I think most of you know, if you're students, that you park in the west or the second lot as you make your way in to the building. The higher or east lot is for visitors and faculty. You do need to get a parking pass if you're going to be parking in the lot this year. You can get those from Mrs. Glass at the front office anytime this week. One more quick reminder for you guys. We started off so great with these things, but when we are in the building and you're in your class, when you're walking in the hallways, if you're not at lunchtime or during snack time during third hour, we need to make sure these things are on right. So I'll just demonstrate for you. I know Mr. Roer is trying to show you one installment at a time ways not to wear it, but make sure that our masks are on and covered, and that way we're keeping ourselves and our school and our friends and our teachers and anybody else who might visit us safe and allowing ourselves to stay open as long as possible. And Lord willing, we continue to pray that will be all year here at North Point. So thank you guys for the great start we're off to. Really looking forward to the rest of this year, and I'll have another installment of this tomorrow with a little more detail for you. Thank you.
That's all we have for today, NPC. I'm Hayden Kohler.
I'm Malia.
And have a good weekend.